This video is a recounting of a serious accident I had in Central America. Miles from medical help and far from home. I call it The Fall of Man, Part Uno. Upon closing on the rancho, remotely, which is no small feat, mind you, Juan and I agreed that we need to get to the property immediately to stake claim. We had hired a caretaker to move into the property right away. Local kid, we'll call him Marcus. At first it was great and later turned out to be a disaster. But anyway, we'll save that for another installment. Back to my point. We needed to get there, but Juan didn't have the time off from work. I did. So I left and head on down to old El Salvador to shore things up. If I had a dime for every time someone asked me if it was going to be safe, I'd have a lot of dimes. I've gotten used to this. People still ask me, is it safe to go there? Well, my current response is yes and no. It's a lot like Los Angeles. You can go to Disneyland or you can go to Compton. I suggest Disneyland. I even remember Juan confide to me that he was a bit worried as well. I thought he meant the language barrier and the immense amount of shit we had to accomplish while I was down there. Little did he know. At first things were going great. I arrived at the airport without a problem. My ride was there on time. I could hardly sleep that night. I was so excited to get things done. And I did. The first 5 days I kicked ass. I went to the hardware store, we bought tons of appliances and housewares. We even got cable set up in time to watch the Conor Mayweather fight. For free. I guess they realized that no one in that country is going to lay down $100 per pay-per-view, I don't know. In short, I felt like the king of the world, like Mickey Mouse and Fantasia. I point to it, it got done. We had a decent budget, we were the new shit on the block and everyone was excited, chipping in and getting paid. If I could live in that state forever, I would. But all fantasies must come to an end sometime. That one ended when all the workers showed up to hoist the new cistern atop the new water pedestal. It was a big day because we had been dealing with some shitty water pressure. Try washing your balls with a cup of water at a time. It's not easy. That said, there was electricity in the air. People were gathered outside as they unloaded the 600-gallon behemoth from the truck. Everyone helped roll it, people climbed in it. It was a freaking carnival, I tell you. Even the street dogs were gathered and filled with excitement. I was not immune to the effect either. Shit, it was my tank and this was my event, right? As they rolled the receptacle to the 14-foot mount, I had the brilliant idea that I would become the daily badass. I would climb the chain link fence onto the rancho roof and leap a mere 2 feet to the pedestal to watch down as the team gathered the necessary ropes and ladders to properly and safely hoist the tank onto its new home. Maybe it was the moment, maybe it was testosterone from watching the fight the night before, but I distinctly remember putting my hands on the fence and beginning to climb. I even recall a thought akin to, these guys are going to freak when they see this. No miedo. No fear is what they're going to call me. I was going to earn 10 years of respect in a single move. I scaled the fence, no problem. I got onto the roof with ease. I looked at the platform and thought, I got this. Then the contractor kind of looked at me, pointed to the roof and shook his head a bit. See, I took this to mean I should not be walking any further on the roof, as in further back. There could be weak spots, I don't know. But shit, I had jumped off roofs since I was a kid. American-made roofs, made of wood. As I flexed down to make my jump off the shale roof, I heard a crack. I felt the edge give, and I heard a chorus of female gasps. It all slowed down to a delicate ballet. I don't remember being knocked out. No shit, huh? It seems like I just woke up on the ground. I remember doing my internal nurse check. I heard bad. My arm and back were in extreme pain. I fully expected to see bones sticking out, but I could move all my parts, and upon further review, no open fractures. Just had trouble breathing a bit and lots of pain. The group helped me up and asked me if I wanted to go to the hospital. Just get me to the hammock, I said. I'll think about it. Well, the magic hammock did its job and brought me to my senses. I definitely needed to go to the hospital. Now see, here's where things get all third worldly. One of my favorite parts about El Salvador, besides the culture, the mystery, and the people, is that it's not a surveillance state like the US. No cameras watching you go from point A to B. This is great. but it comes with a whole set of acceptance and responsibility. Yes, your every move is not being tracked and evaluated, but at the same time, there is no one in the shadows watching and listening when your day goes off script. There is no 911 per se. We were in a rural beach town that was lucky to have phone service, cable, and Wi-Fi. After I expressed my need to be treated at a hospital, I set off a 911-like cascade of events that would eventually get me the medical care I needed. First, the caretaker called his buddy with a truck. Then we waited for said truck. I crawled into the back of the truck, and we went to the nearest clinic, about 20 miles away. After a long and bumpy ride to the clinic, I waited for a short while in the emergency room, or something like an emergency room at the clinic. Eventually I saw a nurse and a young doctor who spoke English. My vitals were taken, which were in the tank of course because I was in shock. They set me up with an IV and I was told to wait for the ambulance. Wait? Wait for an ambulance? Yeah, he doesn't arrive for his shift for another hour. Just sit tight. I felt like shit. Thank God I had Marcus. Eventually, the ambulance did show up. It was time to load in, and by that I mean I used all the handles the ambulance had to offer in order to literally climb into the bay, pull myself onto the hard, sheetless gurney inside, and lie there. And at that point, I had a passing thought. What if I'm not okay? I called out to Marcus. Yeah? Please call Juan. Have him call my girlfriend, who will in turn call my mom. Tell him what happened. Bad luck on the last one. She was in Australia. Mother's worst phone call. He did so and handed the phone to me. It was Juan. Are you okay? Not so good, man. Yeah, you probably shouldn't have done that. Thanks, Juan. Oh, the ambulance door is opening. Must be time to boogie, huh? No, just loading 3 more people into the ambulance. Lucky I got the hard stretcher. No room for a paramedic, I guess. And off we went. As I laid there on the gurney, I could see through the open ambulance window, feeling the breeze on my face and feeling every pothole. I used to have conversations like this. If I ever get hurt in a foreign country, I'll get the first plane out. Or I'll have some special insurance where they medevac you out like a fucking Justice League or something, right? No, you won't, and they don't. You will accept whatever medicine they're willing to give you. They will hopefully stabilize you, not let you die, and then you can make the finer choices like what you're going to have on the magic helicopter back to the States. Well, here we are, at the hospital. All eyes are upon me now, the only gringo in 100 miles of this place. What the fuck happened to him? Hi there, yeah, I'm the stupid gringo. Hi. And I was nowhere near as messed up as some of these people. I mean, they were lined up on the wall, laying on the floor. I was lucky to have a wheelchair. I was taken in, treated like any other patient. No better, no worse. Visited a bunch of rooms, asked a lot of questions via my interpreter Marcus. Got into a bunch of huge lines. An arm would pop out of a window, run a sonogram over my stomach. Got lots of x-rays. Everyone seemed overworked, but kind enough. The equipment seemed a little outdated compared to U.S. standards, but state-of-the-art nonetheless. They certainly had the capability to diagnose any malady. And what do you know? Just a really bad contusion. Huh. Wow. Contusion. Yep. Here's some ibuprofen. Please have a nice day. Okay. I will. At this point, I figured they were going to hold me hostage for like $4,000, but that's just another ignorant gringo stereotype. Nope. It was free. Thank God for socialized medicine. Or so I thought.